estimated that more than 3,000 people had been killed by Sunday's devastating earthquake that ripped through southern Italy. Today, Pope John Paul made the first papal visit to a disaster area since 1943. He stopped at 2 hospitals and paid a visit to a village where as many as 100 people died when a Roman Catholic church collapsed. Your Holiness, asked the sister of the parish priest, they ask if the quake is all the fault of our church. Placing his white-robed arm around her, John Paul shook his head no several times. In Potenza, another strong tremor caused more damage just 4 hours after the Pope was there.
The death toll from Sunday's terrible earthquake is still rising as rescue teams poke into piles of rubble. We have a late report from the scene from Mike McKay.
Until Sunday night, the mountain town of Sant'Angelo was the kind of idyllic retreat that holiday guides boast about. Today, it sprawls in an undignified heap, its peace shattered first by an earthquake and now by the relief workers' bulldozers. Even reaching such a remote town with so much heavy equipment has been a major operation for the army and the police. As they work to recover more victims and clear the rubble, the town overflows with grieving relatives, more volunteers, and lorries loaded with emergency rations. The surviving townspeople draw together to share their loss. Many of the dead were patients in the new hospital, where 2 wings of the building simply collapsed into a kind of sandwich. The waiting relatives cherish little hope, and the parents of some 50 or 60 young people trapped in the local disco, or what's left of it, are equally distressed. But the relief teams do not give up. Today they heard the voice of a young woman calling to them from the debris. Robbed of their homes and their possessions, what people most need are tents, blankets, and non-perishable food. Many of those who have lost members of their family stand for hours, simply staring at the ruins of their homes. Officials now count the dead in thousands. Sant'Angelo accounts for nearly 1,000 of those. Those who've given up hope of finding relatives alive busy themselves searching for personal effects, a book or a garment by which to remember a lost son or daughter. Even those who have some kind of home left choose to camp out at night, fearing the possibility of another disaster. This has been a day when the human scale of the earthquake has become much clearer. Here, for example, stood a block of flats housing up to 25 families. Already today, nearly 100 dead have been brought out, and it's evident that the rescuers still have a long way to go before their work is finished.